Uh, Go ahead. Y'all know what it is. It's me and Mickey again. And, once again, no, he got this. So I guess that's a reason. Once again, we are live from the game room. I'm Shamo, Capo. I'll make it quick. Capo. And we got our guest tonight. Starting for second show because last time he was here. We had an issue. My computer, I cracked the screen. We couldn't get the audio to work on the phone. Then it popped in halfway. So we back. We live. I call him Gina. Eugene Nelson. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. What's
Appreciate
going on,
it.
boss?
Happy to be here.
All
Honored.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Second time
Yeah.
around. Technical difficulties, but
Yeah.
it's all good. For sure.
You know, we're supposed to have a co-host. You know, things happen though. Things happen. That don't mean that we ain't gonna keep on. We gonna keep on pushing, man. I want to talk about some stuff before we get into our conversation. One of the is, you know, I follow politics. I follow politics. And I was watching the president's election for the seats, for the council seats.
Mhm.
And
Perez.
yeah,
Mhm.
There's not a lot of happy feelings going on, man. Ain't no Frankie Beverly coming in to sing. Yeah, it's a contingent of sisters that feel as though, you know, the brothers didn't support him and trying to oust Perez and place Malala in that seat. Now, you know, Malala and my district, she in y'all district now.
Right.
And I didn't really have no teeth in it, you know, no teeth in the fight, man. But they upset. They wrote a letter. I did about it.
Who that?
I read Pratt.
Okay.
All them Pratt.
First district. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote a letter about it. And, you know, I don't think that she wrote the letter for the people that she should have. Because we've been experiencing what they experienced in council for the longest.
Mm-hmm. Break it down.
I'm about to. I'm not good. But the lack of loyalty, the disregard for what the people want, right? We put people in office and they don't get the job done, right? They promote failure. You know, they don't hold each other accountable, right? It's friends and cliques in this when it shouldn't be. Because I elected you to represent me and the rest of our community, right? And it shows the divide in the council, which is counterproductive to our city moving forward. Because we have a dual body government when it comes to our city. It's the mayor and the common council.
Right.
The common council can veto the mayor.
Right.
Right?
That's the same nationally too.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Our city is one of the unique cities that only has this type of governmental body. That the common council and the mayor share this type of power.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This came after Meyer or Norquist that they implemented this.
So, Sean, let me ask you,
Yes, sir.
because you were on point.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I shared last 2 weeks ago when I was on the podcast is that I had did my interns in the district
Mhm.
office. Now I'm from the 7,
Yeah.
and the 7 used to be Alderman Khalif Rainey.
Yeah.
But because of the maps being redistricted, it's now Milady Powell. So she
Yeah.
have additional pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So I believe in my heart that she felt that when she had gotten that, because they do have additional constituents,
Mhm.
you know, based on the redistricting, the changing and the redistricting of the maps.
Right.
And as a result of that, because she had did a lot in her previous position in terms of Harambe,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? African Black Holocaust Museum, everything that's jumping off of North Avenue, you see all of that, that would put her in a position to be, you know, the president.
Right.
However, it's old school, like it's always been old school in terms of old boys network, not realizing, and you mentioned this, it was a powerful statement that you mentioned, that Perez hold the Latino vote. So
Not just the Latino vote,
exactly,
and the white vote.
and the white vote. And as a result, that's power. And some of the male aldermen, you know, and I can name some that, you know, feel that we know where the power is, and you know, we may be doing things with our sisters, but at this point in time, we can't move in that direction. And as a result, it creates a friction which prevents them from doing what they need to do, which is helping the people,
Right.
helping us.
And
Period.
I'm gonna go a little bit further. I'm gonna go a little bit further, right? Because I've heard some rambling, and I heard some sidebar about how certain members would abstain from votes that really needed to be taken, right? And it would prevent the city from moving forward in certain areas because it would make the mayor look like he's doing some work.
So that's the underlay for the overplay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I abstain knowing that this particular issue, because you know, them sidebars actually happen. Them behind the door meetings and caucuses actually happen where they say, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We can't do this right now. But as a result, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the things because I did my little research on talking SIP, you know what I'm saying, about how you bring relevant issues. And right now you're talking about a relevant issue as it relates to the Common Council, which is the pulse, the heart and the pulse of the city of Milwaukee. Supposed to be trying to get things done. And now that the mayor is officially in that capacity, it's really time for him to really come to grips with, okay, you in this position, now what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Because it's a permanency. It's not something that's just been handed down to him. He was voted in. We voted you in, Mayor Chevy. You know what I'm saying? And actually, you guys don't know, and I don't want to put it out there, but I got a connection.
Mhm.
I would love for the mayor to come to this podcast.
I've been trying to the staffer, right? The staffer, I gotta go there and talk to her.
Right.
You know, Miss Olivia.
Mhm.
I gotta go talk to her because he should have been on.
Absolutely.
You know, he should have been on. He was just at a conference I was at yesterday. I mean, we have a real close relationship.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I believe especially in this position, right? I have to maintain an objectivity at all times, right? I can't be as subjective as I want to be. I got to give you the left side and the right side so that I can give you the whole of it. And people don't like it, but that's the position that I chose to be in. To speak about issues truthfully, to ask questions, hard who grandmama got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, went to work, came home, made sure we ate, then went back to work. She paid some dues for me to be here.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And them elders that are still here, I think about them. And I think about our future and the kids. And when I see or hear stuff that's not conducive to our moving forward, whether it be politically, whether it be street politics, whether it be fentanyl and drugs, whether it be car crashes, whether it be white people, whether it be black people, I'm going to speak the truth. And until they can remove that barrier of racial divide, of gender divide, right?
Equity.
Yes. And work on behalf of the people that put you there. No opt-in, no vote. None of that is going to change what's going on in this city. Y'all need to stop worrying about who at the head of the table right now, because all of y'all got seats that are equal at that table, and those seats represent us.
Right.
Do your job. Stop complaining and do your job. Do your job. Work with the man so that we can have a city that's thriving for all of us. If you're not gonna do your job, he see us, let somebody else take it. That's how I feel about it. That's my take to the common council members that aren't pleased that they no longer have 2 or 3 seats and only got 1. He didn't have to be that, as far as I know. But I was down there when Borkowski said why he was resigning. Because of what's going on with these boards, and it's a shame how y'all treating y'all people.
Interestingly enough, that divide creates a friction not only for the people, but also, you know what I'm saying, you have a lot of African Americans who are aldermen and alderwomen. And it seems like the more we gain a political hold, there become division amongst our own people.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, that's out of order. Right. So what I believe and what I hope is that, you know, this new generation, you know, who actually have a vote but don't vote because they don't even care, will set the stages in the future to really dictate to those individuals who think they're secure in their positions that they can be voted out. Right. Because for a long time, the oldest, you know, people that you're talking about, you know, our grandmothers and those that have been holding it down for so long have been putting these individuals back into their positions. But this new generation, if we really mobilize, you know what I'm saying, we can just change the whole course of how it is, because there is a contingent of young people right now, voting age, that don't vote.
You know who people better, you know, look out for than the president? Cornel West, Dr. Cornel West. If he can get his college students to support him, that's going to change the outcome of this election.
Yeah.
In favor of who?
The Republicans.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Well, I don't know. I know. Because you got a lot of Republicans that don't want to vote Trump too.
Yeah, but I think you got more than one. And if you split the Democratic vote, and then that whoever, Trump, or if it was another front.
So let me ask you a question then. Why are we giving our votes to Biden and not Dr. Cornel West? Dr. Cornel West is one of the smartest individuals teaching, walking, living, no politics, no about black culture, right?
A lot of individuals get elected on name recognition. And because they don't know who Dr. West is, unfortunately, it doesn't work in his favor.
Yeah.
And right now, what do they say? The lesser two evils.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Biden because what I'm saying, I got a college tuition debt that was dissolved. Okay, so that's something. So that was something tangible that actually happened. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody said, "Well, he ain't never did nothing for me," well, guess what? He did something.
I'm looking for the best candidate for me and my community. I don't know who that is yet. I know it ain't from out of yet.
Can I play devil's advocate just for a minute? Because there is a lot of individuals, a lot of brothers, unfortunately, that believe that if Trump get in, it's going to be all good. I'm talking about a contingent of brothers.
There's a whole lot of
You know what I'm saying? That believe, man, we need to get him back in.
yeah.
If for no other reason, you know what I'm saying, to parole some people, give some people some pardons. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, and I hate to say that, but do you see what's going on nationally with him and what he's doing? You know what I'm saying? And what he's saying?
Well, what he said was he out for revenge.
Absolutely.
That was the first thing months ago. And I mean, when you elect anybody, you elect the main character, who they are as a person. So I mean, Biden is slowly old. I still think he can run this country, but vote for Trump. You know what you voted for. Immorality, racism, just have it. So why would anybody want to vote for that? I mean, not you. I'm not saying
Because that is the fabric that this country was cut from.
But what about the brothers he talking about? Why would they want to vote for that?
They have acquiesced to the glare and glamour of this Trumpism, right?
Kim Kardashian got his ear. And Kim Kardashian
yeah.
represents a lot of us.
And what I hate to hear is he gave us money, right?
Yeah.
It was Trump name on that check. Okay, Trump ain't gave you nothing, man. Right? Nothing. All of that was put in place during the administration before Trump. You know, everything that Trump
Because of the COVID, because of COVID, because of
COVID. It's
pandemic.
and everything that he benefited from came from the administration before him. He doesn't know about legislation. There's nothing he put in outside of the taxes and the wall. What can we say that he has done for the country? Except for what y'all said, cause division, hatred, right? This new level of hatred where it's back to overt openness, where I can sit up, nigga, what'd you say? And feel like you're not gonna abuse me. You know what I mean? So, those are brothers that are accepting and accepted this false reality that he's a superior and like you said, it's gonna be better with Trump. And it's not. It's not. Now with Biden, I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm not pleased. I'm not. There's not. Gas is up, food is up, everything's up, except for what I'm making.
But it's gonna continue to be up. Well, you think because Trump in office is gonna
I'm not saying that. We done talking about Trump. We already discussed Trump. What I said is these are things Biden needs to address though. Because if he doesn't, this is what Republicans are going to use as weapons to try to defeat him.
and they do
The economy.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
But he just make bread $2 cheaper
They say never mix religious with politics.
Yeah.
Or sports. You know what I'm saying? That we have to distinguish between the three. But I wouldn't be me if I didn't say that, you know what I'm saying? I know who I want in, but no matter who get in, I serve a God who's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that one could ever ask or imagine. If I lean on him in the midst of all of that stuff, I think when we was in the and that wasn't too recent after I had gotten home, we was in the recession. You know what I'm saying? I bought a laugh in the recession.
I didn't experience the recession.
Man, yeah, I didn't experience it.
I experienced it.
So I'm just saying that we can be protected. You know what I'm saying? We can get based on no matter who. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately it's up to him who actually appointed them. I mean, if you want to just keep it gushy.
Yeah, that's stuff so above our pay grade, presidency and all that stuff. We
No, that's the thing though. We gotta stop feeling like it's above our pay grade at all, and make it our pay grade because it's about us.
That's right.
Everything he does, every decision that House makes, that Senate makes, when we not paying attention, it's affecting us, man.
You have a good point, Sean, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they come here.
Yeah.
All of them is coming here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? What we gonna do? Are we gonna mobilize right now for what's coming? Because they coming here. Yeah. And the Grand Wizard himself might show up.
Yeah, they talking about bars gonna be allowed to stay open longer. So that's what I'm saying. This cannot be above our pay grade because this is about us. You know what? Guess what? We in this pay grade now. And what we gonna do about it?
Well, I said it wrong. I'm gonna say this, Sean. As far as the facts, you mentioned all these things, and a lot of people, like I said, they think the president got something to do with this stuff, and they really don't. They don't. It don't matter about gas. Gas don't go high. And whoever gets elected, it's still going to remain high. I mean, it's some things that can change it. It's things that can change.
You know that we got reserves that they have not tapped into.
Right.
So for us to acquiesce and admit that okay, look, there's nothing they can do. I don't believe that because I believe as soon as this election is over, the gas prices will drop.
You know what? How many people love to go to Dubai now?
To do what?
Dubai.
Yeah.
Or go over to the Middle East.
Yeah.
I think our fight is really with them. Because they do whatever they want to in terms of raising the price of their food. You know what I'm saying? And they've been making billions.
And we continue to trade with these people. And you know what? We're gonna become dependent on your oil when we got resources within our own country. We got reserves. I understand why he wants the electric vehicles. However, that's another distraction and a cover for something else, right? They were somebody electric vehicles decades ago. Are you trying to force people to change how they travel? Because, bro, when gas gets to be $6, $7 here, it's gonna be $25, $30 on the West Coast, $40, $50 in New York, and people gonna be killing people about that. It'll be that's what I'm saying.
Okay. When I bought my first truck, that's what gas was. The first time I put gas in was 35. But I mean,
it went down after that.
And it's somewhat out again. Mm-hmm. But you can't let gas prices dictate politics. You can't let those people you're talking about because they got their own agendas. Mm-hmm. So they can say, let's make gas go up. We can add some sort of it don't work like that.
That's a part of it. Hold on. Let me finish. Okay. Right? That's a part of what they do though is okay, how can we affect the American people? Because we have our country is ran on 3 legislative bodies, right? Congress controls the purse, right? So Congress allows for the money to be sent to this country to trade with, or this, you know what I mean? We don't have to trade with these countries if we don't want to.
We don't have to give them no money.
We don't have to give them nothing, right?
But that's what we're doing.
But we'll purchase gas from our enemies instead of tapping into our resources.
Okay, but if we tap on our resources too soon, and I mentioned, what you mean, gas again?
I'm talking about our resources, gas, whatever it is, right? Our country sends billions of dollars to aid other countries. Yet we have a problem with the homeless. We have a problem with people being hungry.
You're talking about Tupac now, huh? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm like Muhammad Ali. I ain't got no problem with the good cop. They never done
nothing to me.
And you know what? I'm just gonna be perfectly frank. There's a lot of individuals that we send money to that I've experienced that are really people that don't like African Americans.
They hate us.
And you know, and they get a lot of money. And so yeah, you opening up Pandora's box right now because you went from local to national.
Because it's all intertwined when we think of it, right? Local is more important to us and our livability.
Let me share this with you.
Yes,
I don't know if y'all even know this, but a local senator, my senator, actually told me this, and so this is public knowledge. Senator Johnson told me this, that because of COVID, we were given like $1 billion or more. The state of Wisconsin. There are other states that have used that money or have went into deficit behind what they did. Wisconsin, the politicians in Wisconsin did not use a penny of that money. And they are collecting interest in that $1 billion. You see what I'm saying? Right now, the state of Wisconsin ain't did nothing. It's similar to what you're saying in terms of, have a reserve amount of money and not tapping into it, where here we have all this money and there's some needs that need, don't put tar on my concrete in front of my house when, before it used to be regular cement concrete. Why are you using the stuff from the street? That's what I'm saying. That's just a small thing. All these potholes. You know what I'm saying? That's just another small things. Address it. There's a lot of things that need to be addressed if that money can be used, and nobody is using it.
Well, I think they didn't want to use it. So he said, because of the bond, I don't want the money. That's what he said. He said, I don't want this money.
Well, that was for the train. That was for the train. He said that money back for the train. That's how I walk.
Yeah.
You get to Michigan. It went to Michigan. Yeah. That went to Michigan and Illinois. They split our money. Oh, they split our money. But he did it just like you said, though, because it was over.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. No. They, as soon as he was elected, they was talking about how they was gonna make him a one-term president and we was gonna kill everything he put out.
They did.
Yeah. Well, he surpassed one term, but they were very effective in limiting what he could do. He had to do, has executive orders. And he wasn't given an opportunity to. So those is, but so no, we didn't talk about that. That's not talk about.
I invited some people on the podcast. I want y'all to please and subscribe.
I'm sorry that we can't.
That's all right.
What it do? What's happening, Mike? Mike said that was our money to begin with. It was. So you was here once before.
Yes, sir.
And we couldn't, do what we do because the screen messed up on my laptop. My bad. I take it sometimes. Sometimes.
Is that true?
No, you don't have to.
What?
Because first of all you have to do is on the paycheck, put up 50, $60, and continue to do it until you get a new laptop or shit. That's what you got to do.
Good.
Okay.
So I'm a man in the middle, right? Listen.
That's okay.
Last week,
Anyway, yeah,
2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
I just want you to know that you thought I was siding with Nick, and since then I got a wealth of knowledge from the neighborhood that said that okay, Mick said Joe show dude got to get together. That boy, he can talk. So I heard that right. So I'm not gonna talk too much, but I am gonna introduce myself as being from the hood, 26. You know what I'm saying? And we all from the hood. We all from 5206. Was there, was raised.
Well, I'm from 5
Right, but you was right across the street. But you came right across from Capitol, okay? You know, because you was on Hope, around Hope and Marion and all that. Still, yeah. So, but you was right down the street, right? And I had shared with them that I had been home for almost 15 years. That I had there 45-year. I was charged for the 45-year bid that I had given time back. That I had written a book called "Saved by Blood," DNA notwithstanding, but the blood of Jesus prevailing, which talks about my brother got a book.
You got it right
right there, which really kind of shares my story. Yeah, the fact that I went up north to the cross, was charged with some crimes that I did not commit, but was not innocent in terms of the things that I was doing. Had gotten plugged with some Cubans. I was selling cocaine, in the life, and just growing up from the hood, using those instincts that we learned back then, but I was using it against, I don't even want to say against, but I was serving white people. And that became an issue.
You were serving little.
I was serving Caucasians.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that became an issue to the point where a Caucasian tried to extort some cocaine from me. It didn't happen, and as a result, my life, was wrapped up. But because I was raised, what I'm saying, in a family, of faith, I never left that. The Bible says if you teach a child in the way that he or she should go, when he gets old, he will not depart from it. And so the thing that I was running from when I left Milwaukee to go up north to go to school was ultimately the thing that really kept me on. And across the way I ran into my brother, you know what I'm saying? He was at an institution. I was on my way up north. I was on my way out the door, but I served 21 straight. And then when I got home, I knew that there was this powerful thing called DNA, because there wasn't DNA that I could use actually to vindicate myself. And so I knew that, but as I had mentioned a couple of weeks ago, when you're in the system, and Mick knows this real well, it's hard to fight the system. Roadblocks, nearly impossible. So I had to be strategic. And what I was doing, I couldn't let, it out the box. And my main goal was, I don't care, and I'll do it again. I would repeat the same thing. I don't care. I was going to do whatever humanly possible to get home, to spend time with my mom and dad before they passed away. That was my mission. So I was going to say anything, do anything, whatever I need to get home. And then once I got home, I was going to use that powerful, means to vindicate myself through DNA evidence. So when I got home, I acquired an attorney who's still my attorney today, and who is a part of an organization that I'm employed for called Project Return. Organization has been around for over 43 years. That's helping men and women transition back from incarceration. But we also do a number of other things, and we're actually going to go into housing like real soon. But we'll talk about that if that comes up. And so we went back to La Crosse to garner all the physical evidence so that we can DNA test to find out that these marks had, illegally. So that gave me an opportunity to get a time back, but it also gave me opportunity to sue across Wisconsin in a civil suit. And right before the settlement, they tried to do the underlay for the odor play and have me sign a non-disclosure clause. And I told them, I don't care what you give me or don't give me, I'll never sign, a non-disclosure. Right, because see, by doing that, it would disallow me, to share my story. And they was trying to do that. We had never talked about that, but at the last minute, they thought that I was gonna like take the money, you know what I'm saying, and sign a non-disclosure clause. So I settled for pennies of the dollar, you know what I'm saying, but I did so because, you know, during the course of me being on paper, it was hell. You know what I'm saying? And my people was doing paper, my relationships was doing paper. It was like they was under the division of community. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's all wrong. They still do it today because, I see it with the clients that I have. Nonetheless, I was just trying to get from underneath them. You know what I'm saying? Uh, by any means necessary. And so I settled, gave them time back. Then I um, settled the civil suit, and then I wrote my book. And inside of my book, there is documents, pictures. Um, I'm sharing stories, some stories that other people may have signed non-disclosure clauses, and they can't talk about it, but I can. For example, I mentioned about Oscar Shade. Oscar Shade was the first African American warden in the state of Wisconsin. Get that? The first black warden of an institution in the state of Wisconsin. Ultimately, they did him so bad that he had to file a uh, discrimination lawsuit against the Department of Corrections. He settled for seven figures, and it was in the newspaper, but he never talked about it. And because I'm certain, he signed a non-disclosure clause. But as I was saying to Mick, if they would do that to a warden, one of those who's supposed to be one of them, what do you think they was doing to us while we was in? And that's why I do a lot of the things that I do in my role at Project Return. I advocate, I go to Madison, I lobby with legislators to try to, pass, laws which are more effective for those who have been system impacted. Because it's like a scarlet letter, you know what I'm saying? They try to put the F on you for felony, you know what I'm saying? And then hold you down. And we've been held down for a long time. In fact, there's been studies, there's been research. I did my master's thesis at UWM. It was entitled From the Cradle to the Cage, African American Boys Affected by the Prison to School Pipeline. You know what I'm saying? So you got young kids. From the cradle to the cage. Yeah, from the cradle to the cage. So you have young boys, young African boys being targeted at Ben Franklin and other grade schools. And because I had a teacher said to me, you ain't gonna amount to nothing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. And so it's important, that the prison industrial complex and everything that's going on as it relates to them making money off us, cease and desist, man. You know what I'm saying? Mass incarceration, and one of the topics that I'm heavily advocating for is crimeless revocation. We've sending individuals back for rule violations, not because they committed another crime. Whereas we have neighboring states like Illinois and Minnesota that is passing progressive laws, which, you know what I'm saying, you're not going back to the joint for, having a dirty UA. You know what I'm saying? Now, they say in Wisconsin that we'll give you a alternative to revocation, ATI. But we know you go before a kangaroo court and they basically do whatever they want to do. And I've seen plenty of individuals go back to prison on the humbug. And so, I know D.H. Chisholm is no longer here or is on his way out, but I've sat on panels with him and some leaders in the Division of Community Corrections. Neil Thorson, he is the director. He's over all the POs, all the supervisors, and he's probably one of the most progressive regional chiefs that we've had in the history of the Division of Community Corrections. However, there's still the old guard, and I'm talking about POs, that basically want to just lock you up and throw away the key. They want to maintain, job security, and they want to continue, to put our brothers and sisters right back in the joint. And I'm not having it, as long as I have breath in my body, I'm gonna continue to fight on behalf of those individuals who are under the old law, who should be home. They could be positive, productive, but they're treating them like truth and sentences. It's a number of issues as it relates to individuals who are system impacted. And I'm glad to say that I've had some conversations with some local legislators who kind of understand that, they talk about there's not enough staff. Well, guess what? You have enough individuals under the old law and who are on crime revocation that you can close two institutions. That's a viable situation. Now, I've talked to some Republicans, and because their ear is always on the money, listen, you spending over $1 billion a year, more than the Department of Education, more than the UW system. You know what I'm saying? Of prison. Prison is the number one budget allocated, expenditure. Make that make some sense.
You know, I had a friend, lady in the hospital. He used to leave the service. I was worked with him one day. He was using it. And I heard the I've been talking to the witness. Telling the witness what to say, man. To get this man such prison. No, what was shocking was how open they were in their discussion. How they weren't trying to hide it.
Then what you do? I would have screamed bloody murder.
I was on the run. I couldn't tell you. Yeah. I'm good. Well, I would have.
That's a shame.
There's a gentleman that I wrote about in my book. His name is Blue, aka Blue Connor Blue. His government name was David Plays. But yeah, you might have known him. But Blue cut his bracelet off, cut the GPS off,
Okay.
and went to Minnesota. He called me. He's like, Gino, man. I said, man, I'm running out of money, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be looking over my shoulder. I said, listen, man. Turn yourself in, man. Come on back. He listened to me, man. He came back, turned himself in. Check this out. This never happens. So the agent, supervisor, they wanted to revocate him. They wanted to give him like 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
The administrative law judge must have been touched by the Holy Spirit or something. Check this out. Gave him 1 year. He didn't commit no new crimes. You know what I'm saying? He turned himself in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He told the judge about what they was doing to him. I mean, they was putting him through hell. In fact, the chapter of the chapter in my book in which I talk about Blue is entitled Pressure Will Bust a Pipe. That's the title of the chapter, Pressure Will Bust a Pipe. Let me tell you what happened to Blue. They gave him 1 year. The administrative law judge gave him 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
When he went to see the parole board before the 1 year, the parole board paroled him early. But guess what? He went right back to the same agents, the same PO. Let me tell you something. They put him, and what they did to me was worse than what they did to him. But the pressure was so tough that it bust the pipe. He was with his fiance, went to sleep, didn't wake up. And the regional chief, because we've shared the story, felt some kind of way. But I'm just telling you, like, pressure busted pipe. They was on him so tough, man. The brother didn't wake up again. I spoke at his home going. I told his fiance, Bev, you know what I'm saying, how we was working on his behalf. You know, some of the organizations that I either sit on the board of, you know what I'm saying, Prison Action Milwaukee, PATH for short, you know what I'm saying, MICA, Expo. These are all like-minded organizations that's working on behalf of, you know, system impacted issues and trying to change the laws, man, to help us do what we need to do, man. Meek Mills, you know, he had gotten locked up for popping a willie. Well, what he's done with his organization in Pennsylvania, man, they innovate, man. They don't change laws, man. I'm telling you. But Wisconsin, and it goes back to what you started this whole podcast, the politics. Hate is a hard word, a harsh word. I hate it. Well, it's a good place to make money, raise a family. But I'm talking about, man, what they do and what we've been subjected to. Come on, man.
Well, I'm not gonna say Wisconsin, but you know, it's our country. It's our country. I mean, we in the part of the country where it's not the South. It's a little worse than the South. So we have to go back. Who was in this state? And you know, German Americans, um, and you know, I'm just basically, you know, who was in the state. I mean, back 100 years ago. So they lynched somebody in Wisconsin before. Like I said, it wasn't the South, and I don't got nothing against anybody, no people. But this just some things that we go through, and I think we always gonna go through. They always gonna hate. They always gonna hate this right here. They just gonna hate it. And they always have, and they always are. But hate is a strong word. And I don't want to say I hate anything or anybody. I don't want to say that, you know, because I have to say if we hate anything, we ought to hate our own people because we do more to us than anybody.
Well, I don't think we should hate our people. We should hate the behavior. Maybe the behaviors of our people, maybe the thoughts of our people, maybe the actions of our people. But I don't think we should hate I don't think we should hate no people.
No, I don't. No, we shouldn't.
I agree, but it's just like when you've been under it and you've been through it, dang, you know, I could have been Emmett too.
Yeah, you could have been.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. You know that I could have been Emmett Till up north.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, you could.
Yeah,
easily. Yeah, easily. And then it would have been forgotten right now. But you know, they got away with killing us for all our lives. That's our history.
my brother Eric.
It go back to Eric. It go before Eric.
Right.
It just impacted us because he was our friend, brother.
Right.
So that changed us. It changed the way we look at you know, the people are made.
See, when we came up with this here, where we could actually let people see what was going on, it opened some eyes, and that's what I kind of talk about in my book. You know what I'm saying? I do provide, you know, a kaleidoscope of knowing that, you know what, if it was done to me, it could be done to anybody else.
Yeah.
But I provide, you know, documents, you know, proof of, so you can see. But it happened to George Floyd. It happened to, you know what I'm saying, Breonna Taylor. It happened to, you know, a whole lot of us. But if we didn't have this,
it would just been like this there. Yeah. It would have left their little box. It would have left their little cities. It would have left their little spaces in the miles and miles and miles that make up this country because of this technology.
so just to let you know that and I was just reminded that there's a newspaper reporter who's going to do a write-up on it. And he's from a local newspaper that does articles on the north side and the south side of Milwaukee. It's not the Milwaukee Signal, it's another publication. And he is the like criminal justice reporter. Yeah. And so I want to mention the podcast when we have that article, and then let y'all know so that y'all can at least talk about it, so people can, you know, get the publication and see, because it add on to. He sat in one of our PAM meetings a few weeks ago, and he was like, "Man, you know, I want to do a write up on PAM," and he's doing that. That's going to be publicized, like if they haven't already. And then he says, "You know, Mr. Nelson, if you don't mind, I'd like to do one on you." So that's going to be happening soon. I think the podcast, you know, the article, you know, just me getting out more. I just came from out of town, you know, talking about my book, and so like I think that it will hopefully open up some eyes about some of the system issues, and there'll be some changes. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody deserves a second chance.
Yeah.
And you know, and there's a lot of individuals who are locked up. Now, we don't condone.
I'm a sometimes third, sometimes fourth chance to do it, right?
Hey.
Because that's what I get.
But it helps though.
You know what I mean?
You
It
fit.
took, but it took me one, and I had to understand it. And I don't know, you know, man. I want to talk about some road safety tonight, right? Traffic safety.
Woo.
Today, I was on a walker. I took a walker, and I tried to cross Capitol Drive both ways, right? But I ain't gonna talk about that right now because
So you did a self-study.
yeah,
Mhm.
I worked for Wisconsin Bike Fizz, Milwaukee Walks program coordinator, but I go to take the walker back, and the program director texts me this accident. I'm like, what now, right? What are you talking about? So I go to my Virginia's house, and she tells me that a lady got hit, her 4-year-old daughter got killed. Today. It's on Titonia and Burn. Right before you get to your home. Yeah. And I want to say this. You know, we come from the same neighborhood. We all of us, right? And you know, y'all heard Gino's story, and there's more to his story. Y'all know Mickey past. Y'all know my past, man. Some of our past. But I want to share this right now, right? We're men that have values and morals. And to the person that ran that little girl over, it is best that you turn yourself in. Because if I find out who you are, I'm going to let everybody I know who you are. And I'm going to pray that God has mercy on you. Because I don't know a lot of people that will.
You know what, man?
I work in traffic, right? And I was just at a conference yesterday. The mayor came up, some other politicians, and we talking about how to fix some of these issues. And they was talking, and they brought the cameras up, the red light cameras. And my thing is, I understand what the ACLU saying. I understand all of that. But we on the brink of anarchy. We on the brink of anarchy. And each of us have done, together we've done almost 90 plus years, bro. Right? But them type of people, man, that don't have no regard, not even for our babies.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I can't have mercy on you. I can't. When he left the scene, when he left the scene though, all compassion from anybody, even his family members, should have left at that moment. Because as you just said, that is evil. It's evilness.
It is. So how do you fight evil? So that's what it comes down to. It's an evilness. It's predicted. It's promised by the scripture that it's going to happen. It's happening. It's the beginning of it or the middle of it. I don't know. But it's happening. It's an evilness with this generation. More so than our generation. I had talked to an old friend about that. He's like, well, we started this.
We did.
I don't know.
We got a lot of blame in this, man. We got a lot of blame in this, man.
So then we can blame the generation for us. Because it was the same, it ain't nothing new on the sun. It ain't nothing new on the sun. So I would never blame nobody for the choices I made in life. Because it was me. It wasn't the person that was out there.
So let me ask you a question before you go further, right? When you was in these streets doing what you was doing, how many young cats did you try to take on your wing and tell them, hey, listen, take your ass to college. Don't let me catch you in these streets. Don't touch no bag. Don't pick up no pistol. This ain't for you.
Well, I don't remember, but I will say this.
How many people came at you though when you was in them streets?
Nobody.
Yes, you did. Yeah, I was with you.
Yeah, that used to be doing it all the time. We're not talking about that. We're talking about
No,
people
that is like no. We're talking about men being in.
but
It feels loud.
okay, so I'm not talking about people in the street.
Okay.
I would not blame them for their the drug dealers before we became drug dealers, or the gang members, those gang members before we became. Yeah, I wouldn't blame them because I made a conscious choice to do certain things, and I
But
did
you
it.
made a conscious choice off of what was delivered to you or put in front of you or input. Because if you have never experienced the gangs, experienced the guns, or experienced the drugs, you would have never experienced the gangs, the drugs, or the guns if it would never have been opened up.
But Sean, what does that have to do with these knuckleheads, man? That are put it up on the right side of me. You know what I'm saying? Even though they put up them barriers and still trying to, you know what I'm saying, speed and don't care and just running red lights, man. Where did that come from? We weren't doing that. We weren't doing that. We wasn't doing that. We wasn't doing that.
I wasn't doing that.
Well, I wasn't either, but I know some that was.
Not
And
like
what
that.
I'm saying,
Today it happened. Every day.
every day it happens.
It's happening.
I work in traffic. I just tried to get across the street in a walker.
And as a result, man, people are dying. Listen,
And my
people are
thing-
dying. So what can we do to help resolve?
But
What can we do?
This is what
What
we
can,
have to do, right? But
what can these gang members,
yeah,
gang
get involved in the infrastructure of get involved in what's taking place because a lot is going on when it comes to this traffic stuff, right? I had a conversation with Chris Larson yesterday. Now, Chris Larson has never been an engine, right? He don't understand what it is to be incarcerated, right? But I told him, I said, I deal with a bunch of men who have been in prison, and we believe that these cats need to go to prison. They do, right? And these cameras would help enforce certain laws. And it would protect our children because they would no longer have to chase these people. They could meet them when they get to their destination. Take their ass off the street, right? I'm not putting anybody else in danger. Well, we don't want the cameras spying on people. We being spied on anyway.
So you agree or you disagree?
I
I felt that. I was in Illinois.
Yeah.
And I was on my way to the airport and I mistakenly, you know what I'm saying, made a right turn on a red light when I wasn't supposed to. And when I got that in the mail and I could see me.
You felt it.
Man, listen, I felt some kind of way.
I was in New Orleans.
I
That's
think they're
they
going to use it for that. They're going to use it for that, but they're going to use it for other stuff.
So
Yeah,
this
but if they make a law, they shouldn't use it
Specifically for that.
but this is how you get the oversight part of it, right? In New Orleans, that program is ran through the college. But the police do not have full autonomy to get that footage.
And that's the good part.
That's what I was trying to express to them yesterday. This can work in favor of the people with the right oversight, right? But it takes us to push this message. It's needed. However, it's needed, like you said, in the right hands. There needs to be oversight because, yes, I agree, Don. I'm a second, third, fourth type person. However, this evil shit, I don't agree with that. The fentanyl, I say it all the time on this show. If I know you selling fentanyl, I'm telling. We hustle. We didn't. Our hustle wasn't killing people.
People are straight up dying, man.
Yeah.
I had a test. They don't do it. Yeah. I had
Yeah.
went to the corner club. I took pictures of the body coming out my mouth. Yeah.
I think I heard
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't disagree with locking them up, right? I disagree with locking people up in mass. I believe that we can identify who needs to go to jail, right, and who needs to go to jail and get some therapy.
Hypothetically speaking,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna pose this question to both of y'all. Have y'all ever seen that happen in such a ridiculous fashion that you probably wish if you had something that you would have took it and just knocked this windows out?
Every day. Every day.
That craziness so much
Every day.
that you felt like you wanted to resort to that to stop that.
Yeah. Every day I want to pick up a pistol and shoot somebody. Shoot somebody for the stupidness.
I know it's incriminating. I'm just saying.
No. I'm saying this. I control myself. So
But don't you feel? Have you ever felt like that though? At any time, man, somebody did something so crazy in the reckless driving,
So
that you
many
felt
days.
like that.
no,
insane.
I don't feel like that. I just say this because I don't feel it. No, I don't. I say this. They lucky that the people now is older because back in my younger days,
We would have did
I
something
would've
about
did
it.
Okay, I would have unloaded.
We would have did
You know,
something about
just
these stupid,
on the
stupid ass.
stupidity of what they're doing.
Yeah.
So and then let whoever deal with that.
They would have to deal with
But
it.
that was
That's it.
me in my younger days. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't say I'm not what I'm doing now. It's just right. The police catch them. They need to give them mandatory minimum. I mean, adjust the crime of eluding police trying to get away and doing this speed stuff. But the same ones that run these red lights are the same ones that's killing people. You may not know it, but they are because they practice lawlessness.
I'm
So
taking it
lawlessness
even
don't
further.
stop at the red light. It don't stop there.
No. As soon as you choose to go beyond the speed, limit, because that's a conscious decision. You have just weaponized your vehicle, man, and you should get charged with attempted murder or murder.
And
That's
I
the
sense the speed of you just can't say speed. You gotta say excessive speed.
40,
70 miles per hour.
20 miles an hour, a person has a 13% chance of dying. 40 miles an hour, a person has a 70% chance of dying. When you go past 40 and you know this, that's premeditated murder, man. And you racing to get away because you committed a crime.
Then lock 'em up.
Yeah, life.
Take their car away.
When they start doing
They
But
said,
there's so much loopholes with it. What if they not in
All types of stuff.
car? It's all kind of stuff they do.
Yeah.
Look, whoever car it is, because I don't know who in my vehicle. And if you speed and they take my vehicle,
we got a problem.
Yeah, we got a problem.
My wife is talking about it. They need to, she said, maybe they need to change laws. I said, well, before they change them, they need to uphold them. They need to prosecute these people for the laws that they breaking, man. You keep doing this, right? No, listen, man. This boy got caught three times in the last 4 months. Something's going on. Something's going on, right? If you can't, something's going on, man. So then we ask ourselves, why are they giving them this? Why are they releasing them to commit havoc on our communities? They know that they'll come back out here to commit havoc. So you ask me, what can gang members do? Right? What can the gang members do? We got to get involved in this shit. We got to get involved in these processes, in these systems that continue to control us. Bro, this system has developed a fear amongst us. We fear these young cats. We fear them, bro. You have people that will not come out the house because
I admittedly say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not driving at this time of the night because I know it's
yeah.
I've said that.
We shouldn't feel like that, man.
I ain't trying to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Going on 60 in our late 50s, we shouldn't feel like that. So, you know, sometimes you get a little passionate. I think we agree, though, that first, there needs to be more awareness. It needs to be brought by men. It needs to be brought by us. And y'all little motherfuckers need to go to jail. For sure. Y'all would expect that, right? I know you wouldn't. When I was coming up, wasn't no kids being hurt, wasn't no elders being hurt, or we were gonna beat your ass.
You know what? Especially since you say that, man. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just talking about for me. You know, I've talked about the organization I work for, Project Return, and we work with men and women that's transitioning back. But I think that my organization, I think that my organization, I think I can provide. I think that I'm gonna try to do something in the way of awareness and using our organization to the attention. But I'm gonna need you guys' help in terms of what can we present. Well, now, is this something that we can do at Juneteenth Day?
This is something we were talking about.
A lot of them knuckleheads is gonna be there.
We were talking about Juneteenth Day at the job. See, but that's something else though. That's something else though. We need to show that even though we're older, right, we still a tight unit, coherent, right? Willing to get out here and show that we'll confront this shit if necessary. Right? That's not what we want to do, but we will confront the bullshit. We know how to address politicians. We know how to address the lawmakers. We know how to get these laws changed. We know how to get these laws in hand. I was just up in the conference. 133, 34, 35 people. Only 13, 14, 15 people of color. Yeah. At lunch, half of them left. But you want to be at a table. Yeah. Yeah.
And out of maybe
200
kids I looked at, I just seen 2 black people, college students. I said, this is crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. Too. Yeah.
It was weird to me.
It should be weird.
I said,
you know what I mean?
That is crazy.
When we start to get comfortable with what we shouldn't be comfortable with, that's what it's a problem.
I should have brought my intern here. Because every year I get an intern from my family. and so she, what I do is I put her in the trenches. All of my interns, I put them in the trenches because I do a lot of outreach. So I'm in the city, I'm all over the place, right? I put them in there. It would have been interesting to have Talia, and shout out to Talia, here at
in the game room.
The game. And she wouldn't have been intimidated, but what you saw was a reflection of how things are.
Yeah. This is exactly what it was. And I was like, wow, this kid, and I said that for like 4 minutes. That's why I seen so many people. I was sitting there, I ate, and just watching, look at the flowers, and but it is just crazy. Look at this, 2 black people, a woman and a man, not together. They was, it was crazy. Sitting outside cousins, just watching them going up and down the street. It was crazy. But that's what it is.
And a lot of them from Illinois too.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. a vast majority of my kids.
Yeah, I know the Marquette is a big university.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Very,
It's a
very
prestigious.
prestigious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're very expensive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
a
my niece went there,
a
man.
lot of white, rich, privileged white kids go
Yeah.
to.
He wanted to go to Baylor, and they offered Marquette, and I'm like, but they like, what you for? Marquette is up here. Baylor is wavering around Marquette. I mean, yeah, great, yeah, great.
Any law school where you don't have to take the burns.
Yes.
Is
Is exceptional.
Come on.
Except you ain't. If
Come
you
on,
go to
man.
Marquette law, you ain't gotta take the bar.
Ain't that something?
You just graduate and you become a lawyer. Yeah, I think it's the only school in the country. Yeah. Okay.
Same thing. UW and Marquette.
Wesleyan schools don't even get that.
Man, listen, I don't know how they did it, how they got that one, but you know it's a fraternity.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a fraternity.
Well,
I appreciate y'all, man, inviting me.
give us a last word before we let the people go,
Listen,
man.
man, being a person of faith,
Yes,
it
sir.
always comes back to that. You know what I'm saying? I think, Mick kind of hit on it, but, when you want to do the right thing, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
And we've made it to a point in our lives, man, where, we just trying to do the right thing. I appreciate y'all, though.
Appreciate you, bro. You
Um,
you always welcome, man. Bring intern back so we can bring her in properly.
It'll
Good.
be
Welcome her to the game,
the
bro.
next intern because they have classes next week, so they're in their finals.
You got some interns coming with us too.
Yeah. But I'll do that in the future, man. And I'm gonna let people know about this platform. And I'm gonna invite some individuals that I network with. Some local politicians, and I think Crump would be good. He's a developer here in the city. There's some individuals that I kind of rub elbows with that I'd like for them to be on this platform to let people know that from whence we came, what I'm saying, and where we are today is really, the demographic that you need to tap into.
Yeah. Anything to say, top dog? Any last words?
It's Mr. Crick, man.
Nah, he want me to go to top dog.
Oh, this is Mr. Crick, man. I know it's that, bro.
I know he's not me. I know, yeah, you're right. Come on, man.
You're a hard-working man, man. That's what's up. I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, thank you, bro. It's hard. It is. I just try to stay busy because other than that, I'm coming to by myself.
Right. Our daddies used to compete with each other, right? Who had the best lawn? Yeah. I try to do my best, man. Listen, man, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Yeah.
Sean, it's a pleasure, man.
So, as usual, we'll close this out, man. So today was a trying day. I did my research, walking across the street with a walker. Then I went and spoke with some elders about the obstacles they face walking. And I let these elders know how much they meant to me because of the sacrifices and the people like them that sacrificed for me. And on my way to pick my children up, there's a family hoping that they don't have to bury a mother with her daughter. I wrote a book about trauma that identifies over 50 years of trauma. But today, I think I've experienced something that no parent wants to ever feel, wants to ever think about. And for a moment, there was a tingling of hatred, a hatred that I said I would never turn to again. And for that, I apologize. I said it earlier to the young man that committed that heinous act of hitting that baby and leaving her there to die. I pray that God has mercy on you. But you deserve whatever you receive. For my brother, my co-host, my brother, my friend, we the gang members, man. Until next time, one love.
No.
Peace. Yeah, man, that's